I think the scariest thing about the episode were the sick intentions of the creators. It was used during World War II by Germany with very, very evil intentions. I still see Oswald standing in the corner of my room, holes gouged in his eyes, a great big bloody smile, watching me sleep. I never sleep without a light on anymore. Originally, I never really liked the Oswald character, even before this incident, and always liked Mickey Mouse more. I thought Walter did a great job with Mick. Oswald just seems so dull and boring, though I liked his look, not his personality. So I flipped through all the channels because Mr. Pickles was on Adult Swim, and that show made me feel very, very sick. I spotted on Disney Channel something that said Mickey Mouse Classic, which I love those. Those are very heartwarming. I love the classic stuff. It ran. The classic was supposed to run from 3:15 to 3:30. So until Rick and Morty came on at 3:30, I decided I would watch it. It was the worst decision I've ever made. I turned on the lights because, I love these things, but they freak me out sometimes because of the intros. But the title of the video was Oswald the Unlucky Rabbit. It didn't name the actors like usual. It just said 2015 right by the title. This was sort of strange because usually the classics, most of the classics were produced way back then. Like, I know some of them, I think they probably have some remakes, but I thought it was extremely weird. So, as I finished through Jake and the Neverland Pirates, or whatever it was called, I didn't really watch it for that long. It jumped straight into the episode. No intro, just a black screen, just straight in. The screen seemed staticky, and the volume was very staticky as well, almost like a Fallout video. It also had almost no color, except little shades of blue and sometimes red. The title read, Oswald's Very Bad Day. Knowing Disney, I thought a bunch of stuff would go wrong in his day and he would come home to a huge surprise party. I stretched and continued. It started off on a note. Oh, that was a mistake. Oswald in a gray house took just one step. He stepped slightly outside of his bed. He slipped. His head bounced against the corner of his table as cartoony blood rushed down his face. I could hear him scream in pain. I thought this was not what I was watching. This was not a Mickey Mouse classic. For a second, I actually thought I was watching Adult Swim. But I saw Mickey rush from the corner. He had a towel with him. He rubbed the towel, cleaned up Oswald, and let him off screen. I guess it was a nice cameo appearance, but it's the only thing nice about it. In the next scene, Oswald woke up in a hospital bed with a thermometer in his mouth, and supposedly his wife, which was him in polka dot clothes and lipstick next to him. A doctor came in and showed Oswald's wife something on a piece of paper. She started sobbing hysterically and ran out of the room. Oswald looked at the piece of paper. It then went into his point of view, in which the paper was constantly moving. It went out of his view, which he then asked the doctor what the hell was going on. I was starting to get a little bit creeped out because this is extremely weird. What was going on? That's what I thought. The doctor replied that it was post-concussion syndrome. The screen cut to black. This was getting way too real. It was getting way too real. I realized the time was 3:30. I had figured it just ended because, usually, unless it's like something live, it usually doesn't go on for an extended period of time. I felt sick from the blood and got up to get a drink. Usually some RC Cola or some water usually helped calm my stomach down. Just then, the TV started making very violent sounds. It sounded as though a muffled scream that was made into static. It was very strange. I've never heard anything like it. I ran to turn the TV off. Suddenly, the noise stopped, and German text appeared on the screen. I decided to hit DVR so I could look into this. Now I couldn't switch out, or I would stop recording. I was now in for the long haul. After I hit DVR, the screen cut back to black. It appeared in a dark, cartoony room. I heard sobbing as the camera panned over to the bathroom. As the camera zoomed in, the sobbing got louder and louder. Suddenly, the door opened. Oswald, with tears rolling down his face, red eyes from crying, and a pill bottle. He turned on a lamp beside his bed. He sat down on the bed and took a pill. He was shaking hysterically. He took a piece of paper and started writing in German. I automatically knew it was a suicide note. Then he picked up 2 popsicle sticks from his nightstand. Here's where things get really, really strange. He picked up the popsicle sticks and walked into the bathroom. I heard a very gross noise like Oswald had just took a sword and stabbed himself. The screen went black again. I hit guide. It was 3:45 and I thought it had ended, but it still had 15 minutes left. But instead of saying Oswald's very bad day, it just said Oswald and the day said unknown instead of 2015. I was confused and glad that I decided to turn on the lights earlier. Luckily, it was still DVRing, and I was very glad that it was DVRing. My gladness faded when I heard a scream. On the TV, it showed Oswald's smiling face, blood streaming from his mouth. Also, here's why I can't sleep. Oswald's eyes gouged out. Where his corneas should be were popsicle sticks, covered in blood. He started laughing, then started screaming. I wanted to cry so bad. Then slowly, the TV cut to black. A small menu popped up on my screen and it said that I cannot DVR this recording. Why? Why was this all happening? Why? Because that was the most evidence I've ever had on this. And I try to tell them. They all tell me I'm crazy, but I try to tell them I'm not crazy. I've told them I've seen it. I did some online research and found lots of different things. It was said that this episode was used to torture and brainwash kids. This happened in Germany, apparently a secret project that was conducted in 1940 to force kids to do their bidding. It was found that a handful of kids that were raised with Mickey Mouse and Oswald Rabbit were taken into a room at age 9 and were shown this film and another Mickey disturbing film titled Mickey Forgot. If I find that one, I'll be sure to write about it. It's like seeing Patrick mutilate and eat SpongeBob. Terrifying. Apparently, it exposed them to reality, which Nazis used to convince the kids that nothing bad happened to them as long as they did what they were told. This would not happen. This is how they got so many recruits. Brainwashing. These are even made and approved by Walt Disney. To this day, I'm still looking for that Mickey episode. Every day, I get closer and I get deeper into the internet. One day, I'll find out what this all truly means. Alright, so that was my very first ever creepypasta. As far as realism goes, it's not real. Well,
it could be real.
Okay, let me put this way. It is real, but only in certain ways. What I mean by that is a long time ago, and I mean a long time ago, like 6 or 7, well not a long time ago, probably like maybe only a year ago, Yeah, so it wasn't super duper long ago, but I have a dream. I had a dream. It was a nightmare where I was wandering around an old abandoned building, and I came upon a radio, and I listened to it. I blacked out, and then I went into Grandma's, and then my Grandma Teeter's house. There, I looked on the computer screen. It was black and making very strange and violent noises, like in my story. And it went into that screen, and then the Oswald image where he had popsicle sticks shoved in his eyes with blood gushing out, and him smiling with blood, like blood everywhere. It was awful. But that is all true. That all happened. But the part that isn't true is the part where like it was used by Nazis and stuff. So that part wasn't true. I just made that up. But part of it is true, and you know, I enjoyed making this. You know, it was really fun. You know, so okay. Well, you know, I had lots of, like I said, I had lots of fun making this. This is why I hate Oswald. And when I said I'm still looking for the Mickey episode, I am currently, as of uploading this, working on that Mickey Mouse Creepypasta. What would you change about this Creepypasta? You know, what would you change? You know, what would you rate it? You know,
I would rate it a 10 out of 10. I wouldn't change anything. That was like the best creepypasta that I personally. I've only read like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I tried really hard. I haven't gotten too many people to read it. I've gotten 2 other people to read it, and one gave me a 7, one gave me an 8. I got a 7 on one of them because I didn't have, in my actual writing, I didn't have the correct grammar in it, but
Cool crap.
But other than that, he said he loved the story, and so he gave me a 7. But it was
rate it.
But it was, but he said he loved it, and he thought. I remember when I was first writing this, we both had an idea. We both wanted to make a creepypasta, so I started this, and this was about 2 months ago. And he said he loved the creepypasta, how it was going. And though I did change most of the genre, like the backstory, the general. The part that's supposed to scare you, I kept in there, and that's the Oswald part. The part where it's all Oswald, but the part where he has popsicle sticks in his eyes. You know, okay, is there anything you want to say?
Just that I liked it, like, that was, like, the best creepypasta. I was actually creeped out when, I was creeped out on most of it, but there was one part, it was, like, where, like, most of the part went black, and then it popped up, and then he was, like, smiling, and then he laughed, and then he turned into a scream. That kind of freaked me out more than other parts.
I think what really freaks me out, it's not even like the thing itself. This is real. This has happened to me, and this story is real. It's partially real. And what really scares me is the reality of the story. It's, for me, even to this, like, when I'm reading it, I get chills because I look back on that dream, and it's horrifying for me because I woke up at like 2 in the morning, like drenched in sweat from that dream. So it was not a good dream. However, it fueled me to make this creepypasta. So, you know, like I said, you know, subscribe. KadeTV, I'm Agent Jumbo. It's K-Dog over here, Kade. And of course, it's your homeboy Dewey, aka Dream Eater. Love you guys. You guys suck. Bye.